So we're gonna learn today. Okay, so it being a Thursday, so Thursday is all about Jupiter expansion na vitu kama hizo. So on Thursdays we can decide to go really deep. So for those who are into taking notes, maybe today is one of those days where you need to take notes. Maybe today is one of those days when you need to learn something. Jupiter is all about expansion. Let me see where is the moon in Pisces or has it moved to Aries? Let's see where the moon is. Let's see where we are. The moon is our emotions, our reactions. Let's see where the moon's at. Where are you, moon? Oh, we have the moon in Libra. Shit. Tomorrow, Libra. Woo. Saturday the moon will be in Scorpio. So Monjiro will be in her feelings. That tutakuwa pale Elysian for the Kikuyu love session. Moon in Libra. Sawa. No biggie. So like I said, it's Thursday. And on Thursdays, Jupiter is all about expansion. Jupiter is all about going beyond, even when it comes to the mind, the mental. Okay? So if you're ready, we can start. And I'll start with the first question that was in the DM. So in the DM, someone was asking about the houses. So they're like, you are talking about the new year, the equinoxes, na vitu kama hizo. So what has this? So I said, I'm going to break it down today. Now, the houses, or what you call the solstices and the equinoxes. Class in session. Let me know if you have class in sessions. Let me know when you are ready to start, because today it's all about learning. Okay? It's all about learning. Shout out to Gadoni. The gardener is like, greetings. Anis in the house. Koech. Ready with a pen and notebook. You already ready, eh? Let me see. And then you're going to do... let's get it ready. Then you're gonna do what you call what do you call it? Then you're gonna do a proper Q&A. I know you are missing a proper Q&A. So the houses, the solstices and the equinoxes. So the first, the second, and the third house. This is the spring equinox, or the beginning, or Buraya Jahe. Go together so far. So the first, the second, and the third house is the spring equinox. So the first, second, and third house. So this would be Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, aka Yahweh, Baal, or the worship of the bull or Canaan, and the Canaanite gods, and then we have Sodom and Gomorrah. So that will be the spring equinox. So every time we are around that time, between March 26, April 10, it varies the beginning. Every time tuko hapo tuko spring equinox. Everything is springing into life. So everything is Yahweh, Baal, Sodom and Gomorrah. Tuko sawa? Then you go to the 4th, 5th, and 6th houses. This is what you call the Summer Solstice. Summertime. It's summertime. So you have to know that these are what you call internal natures, aka you have your own summer inside you, aka there's some time when you are going through summer. At the same time, as above, so below. So if as above you are going through summer, you're also going through summer, even your cells. So your cells are on holiday. You should be on holiday, or you should be on that summertime timing. Okay? Then, and this will be what? Summer is about Cancer, the 4th house. Jerusalem is about 5th house, aka your solar plexus. And the 6th house, Virgo. We are still in summer solstice. Even now we are in summer. Virgo. Nisawa. So then we are going to go into what you call fall, or the fall equinox. So this is when we'll be moving into the 7th, 8th, and 9th, aka we'll be moving into Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, or what you call fall. The falling. You are, what's that English word? Debilitated or something. So now, during the fall, okay, during the fall, as above, so below, everything is falling. So around that time, even the leaves will start falling from the trees. And since we'll be going into what you call Maat, Libra, the justice scales, equal day, equal night, 12 hours of day, 12 hours of night, and then we have the 8th house, your dick and pussy area, your area of responsibility, the sexual organs, when you're lost in your desires, okay? This is when they give you what you call the Black Friday, the holidays. So unafikiria ati ni coincidence. Oh my God, Black Friday, you buy one TV, you get 2 remotes for free. Oh my God. We are, you know, why? Because during fall, everyone is going into their own cocoon. Nobody wants to deal with everything is falling. In short, the sun is fallen. The sun is in the 7th house. The sun is 180 degrees where it was in Aries. So it's fallen. It's at its weakness. That is the Saturn energy, the Saturnarian energy, how they run the world na vitu kama hizo. AKA the sun already equal in its own mini Ramadan. So by default, you don't pay attention to anything. As above, so below. Your sun is fallen. So your solar plexus is fallen. So you're also not paying attention to the things they want you to pay attention to when it comes to buying and sales na vitu kama hizo. So what happens? They have to keep you close before you tell them get away. So they give you sales. Unaingia Kilimall, unakuna kuna sales. Unaingia supermarket, unapata buy one get 3 free. Unanunua unga, unga unaekewa gift, unaekewa waya ya kuosha vyombo. It does not even make sense. And the people who do this thing is about sales because they don't understand that the people who crafted the world use as above, so below, aka your Lord's Prayer. Then we have what you call the 10th, 11th, and the 12th house, which is what you call the Winter Solstice. Now, understand this, that during the Winter Solstice, okay, when it is cold outside, Winter Solstice, it's cold outside, so it's hell for the body. Hell for the body, it's cold, it's freezing, but it's heaven for the spirit. Because when you are learning to separate from people, places, and things, when you are hibernating, when you are going into your cocoon, when you are going into your soft era, what is happening? You are learning to separate yourself. So it is spiritual heaven because your spirit loves to experience its own imaginations and dreams na vitu kama hizo. We are following. Hiyo ni question moja. Tumetoka. Now, tumetoka the solstices and everything. There's another question though. There's another question. About the mind. And this is important. The mind is what you call a consciousness or an awareness that does not change. Meaning, wherever you go, there you are. For example, a very good example. If you are a hoe, there's nothing wrong with being a hoe. We love hoes. I got hoes. I got hoes in different area codes. So if you are a hoe, in that energy of whoring the whole of Babylon, na vitu kama hizo, you have to go. Spirituality inanga good, but you just have to know how to use these things. So there's nothing wrong with strip dancing. There's nothing wrong with as long as you are doing it for God. In this context, you have the wrong interpretation of God. Okay? Now, so since that mind doesn't change, okay, it is you who gets lost in an ego identification. So you decide, okay, this is whom I'm going to give. or what you do is that you create out of that mind, you create a piece out of that wave that doesn't change. Let me make it make sense again. This is a consciousness wave of water, which is what you call Tiamat Gaia Earth. You say you are on a star, and a star is a body of water. You say Earth is made of 75% water. You say we mwenyewe you are made of 75% water. So usianze mabishano hapa. And Earth, the physical part, the condensation came out of water. Mimi mwenyewe nimetengeneza mchanga, social experiment. Si ati ni kuambiwa, me I do my own social experiment, venye inafaa. Okay, I've grown soil out of nothing. Out of nothing into something. You can also do it, it's not complicated. All you have to do, chukua hizi chupa kubwa, zinakuanga za mineral water. Hizi zinakuanga 5 liters, 10 liters, 20 liters. Hizi kubwa. Enda uweke maji. Okay? Now, you can do it faster if you use rainwater. Enda uweke maji ya mvua. Iweke mahali nje utakuwa unaiona, hata kama utaifunika. With something breathable like a piece of cloth. Iache hapo. Come back after 5 days. Hiyo maji itakuwa ya green. What you call algae. Google scholars. Itakuwa green, okay? Now, hiyo green, in Kikuyu language, itago mareru. Mareru. Mareru is something that is korera. It's floating. Mareru. Korera. Now, that algae green shit that you are calling mareru, korera, it's floating on the water. This is what happens. After some times, it is inashikana. It comes together. After some time, if you are keen enough, if the water doesn't dry off, it starts to germinate. Now, that germination is what becomes soil. Let me make it sense for you again. Enda Ruiru Dam. Okay, enda Ruiru Dam. Usiende upark gari usahau kuweka handbrake na uko na msichana ujipate Ruiru Dam. Hapana, enda upark Ruiru Dam. Shuka gari. Okay? Shuka. A disclaimer. If you want to have sex in a car, don't have sex in a car near a lake. Story for another day. So, park the car, shuka, weka picnic blanket, have sex hapo. But si kwa gari. Gari iko na energy ya traveling, Mercury. So, Mercury na maji, story ingine. So, for those who love it in the car, back seat loving, you know. So, when you go to Ruiru Dam, kuna vitu zinaitangwa madhaje, those things that are growing, the reeds. Now, if you are brave enough to walk on them, you'll find that they are floating. The reeds zinakuanga zikifloat from the water, but as they float, they start getting roots to the point that zikifika kwa land, zina grow. So they actually came out of the water. They didn't grow from the land. They grew from the water. Na hiyo madhaje ikishikana venye inashikana kwa ground, hiyo ndio inatengenezanga soil. So the soil is now growing out of the water. You get what I'm going with this? But wewe ni Google scholar. Wewe enda uambiwe ati soil comes out of volcanoes. Enda uambiwe hivyo. Na kama mchanga inatoka kwa volcano, na ni moto, na ni magma, na maji ni moto. Ama you didn't know that fire is a form of fluid. That is why fire has a flow. That is why hata ikichome. Anyway, story for another day. So now, let's go back to the live. So since your mind is an awareness or a consciousness that does not change, when you go to the water waves, the consciousness, the water wave, the Gaia and everything, what happens is this, okay? The only thing that is constant is change. Nyinyi ndio mlisema sio mimi. Mnasemanga change is the only thing that is constant in the universe. So, when you are creating a particle out of the wave, remember this particle will never change. This wholeness will never change. This thug life will never change. This tabia panya will never change. You get it? The only thing that is constant is change. Now, when you create that piece, the particle, out of the wave, when now you get overwhelmed by the situation, the circumstances that are around you, you'll get swept by the waves. Remember, what you created is also a part of the waters. Okay? So, when you suddenly get washed under the current because of the chaotic wave of a circumstance that you forced, or a situation that forced you to change. Are you following? I'm trying to look for language to make this make sense. Najaribu kuileta into, for lack of a better word, I'm trying to come back to the 3D to look for words, because this has no words. How, think about it like this. The mind is a consciousness that does not change. So when you get lost in an ego identification, so that is you creating what you call a particle out of the wave that does not change. But since change is the only constant thing in the universe, you are only digging your own self in a hole, getting ready to be let down by being a particle out of the wave when you suddenly get washed under the waves. It makes sense? So that is why in every identification of ego form that you are going to take, you are always leaving a back door open. So the change of the waves of the seas of reality. So when you're particle out of the big wave, when you are piece of yourself out of the bigger piece, okay, or when you are piece of you out of God, okay, when it gets washed away, at least now you should be able to ride the waves like you are the boss. Does that make sense? You know, sometimes I try to look for languages to make these things make change, but inakuanga ngumu. Okay. Let me try it another way. It's Jupiter, and the whole of, since the Leo season, we have been getting, I say that because as a collective, you have also been getting a lot of downgrades. It's just that, actually not downgrades, upgrades or information. It's just that you don't know how to break it down, or you have not been ready. Ni kama venye unaweza pewa radio iko na shortwave, medium wave na FM, but mwenye alikupea kama metune FM a certain frequency, na ukaipata iko na music power, aka the good news. Unasikia mtu akikwambia, radio ya kwa Diuma Kakameme. But there's so many other stations that can even help you, farmers, nini, shamba shepa, na vitu kama hizo. So that is what is happening now, where we have so much information for free coming up with the new age of Aquarius. But since your radio is only tuned to one station, you are going to continue receiving that one station. Ni kama bado mko VOK. Most of the people are still on Voice of Kenya. Yenye ilikuwa inafungwa saa 6 usiku na inafunguliwa the next day saa 8. You get what I'm going? But in reality, to go in digital TV. Let me make it make sense for you even better now. In today's world, kuna mtu kwa village bado hajapata TV. Even today hajaipata TV, si ndio? So hata akipata TV, atapata TV na Go TV. Na juu hata afford kununua what you call the premium products, ataanza na ile Go TV ya free, ile inakuanga na Maisha Magic. So he'll be very limited. In the same world or in the same location, there's someone who has more financial freedom. So wako na digital TV, wamenunua Starlink. I'm not even advertising Starlink. I don't care about Starlink or Elon Musk. So they are on digital time. So they're able to receive more, but you're on the same village. Is it making sense now? So mwenye anaona Go TV, first time amepata TV, ako limited to Maisha Magic na the free channels. Mwenye akona iyo Starlink in the same village, pengine ako na tupesa, ako so exposed to the world, ako on digital, Netflix na vitu kama hizo, so ako more exposed into So their mind is more out there, more expanded. Their mind is more expanded. That is what I mean. So even now, with the age of Aquarius, kuna watu, they are so still limited in their church-based, religion-based things kama hizo, culture. Yet, where we are in the world, we are already on the 8D. Is that making sense? Kuna mtu saizi anasema ati, oh my god, you know my phone is 5G. In actual sense, tuko 8G. But simu yenye mmetengenezewa na mnaona mwenda sana iko 5G. But 8G is already being used by the military na watu wengine or in other places. Is it making sense yet? So now, let's go. Now that you are ready. Now that you have your pens, let me see what wagapi wako ready to learn before we start going deep, and then maybe I'm just casting pearls to swine. Let's see. Yeah, Temple Run, Minecraft, Roblox, yeah, PlayStation 5 and 6 and 7. We are talking about video games. You know, the God of War video game. Yeah, nice. I love it. Now watu wako, you are catching up. So now we can go deeper now. Now I see my tribe is in the space. Now, we have just come from what you call the less dense. Are you following? We just came from the less dense. So water has different densities. The more density, the more accumulation, the more heavy. The less density, the less accumulation, the more out there. Nataka kukuonyesha kwenye ulitoka wewe as a consciousness. You're following? So, we just came, or we used to be the less dense density form of water. The less dense, let me say it again. The less dense, are you following? The less dense form of water ndio inaitangwa consciousness. I repeat, the less dense form of water is what is called consciousness. So when you're talking of consciousness or awareness, awareness is the less dense form of water. Water has different density levels. Water exists in so many shapes and sizes. For example, on the 3D, remember we have 9 dimensions. We have more, but let's go with the 9 dimensions. So on the 9 dimensions, on the 3rd dimension, you all know dimensions, but on the 3rd dimension, which is Tiamat, Aya, Gath, Earth, the one that we are in, the realm where things take shape and form, the other realms where things don't take shape and form. For example, when you think, the 4th dimension, things exist there just like thoughts only. They are just thoughts. That's an awareness. You are aware of your thoughts. You create thoughts. That's an awareness. That's a consciousness. Then we have the 5th dimension. That is the feeling. Okay? Now you are following. Those are awarenesses. Those are consciousness. From 1, you are conscious of the 1 dimension. You are conscious of things moving in 1 dimension or one way, linear. You're also aware of 2 dimension, aka things relating. When you relate with someone, that is 2-dimensional. You're also aware of a 3-dimensional thing, aka this thing has 3 dimensions, shape and form. Your surroundings. You are aware of your surroundings, that is 3D. You're also aware of a thought, 4D. You get the drift. So we, as spirits, we came from the less dense form of water, which is consciousness. Almost nothing. It is the less dense. It has no accumulation. Now, after all the cycles of the lava cooling down, are you paying attention? Nani kama angekuwa, I don't have another, I can't access them on that WhatsApp. I hope they join this live. If they join, I know, if they join this live, I'm going to have them request send them a request, then they can tell you this in Kikuyu. For the Kikuyu people, Adwanyoba, the ones that are hanging, okay? So after all the cycles of the lava cooling down, now the floor is lava. That's a game. So when the lava cools down to water, remember, the planet is made up of water. But for water to get a shape and form, it is cooling from something. And what is it cooling from? Lava. And what is lava? Lava is not what they tell you lava is. Ati yenye inatokanga kwa mlima ina flow. That's not lava. What is flowing is molten rocks and water. Because a rock cannot be flowing if it's not in a liquid form. That is the water I'm talking about. So lava is molten rocks. Okay? So the water, which is consciousness, us, after all the cycles of the lava. So the lava flow, they call it lava flow, is the molten rocks. But lava in itself, lava, true lava in the spiritual world or in esoteric terms, or if you are to see it as what it is, lava is what you call rays. 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 What do I mean? During the sunset, when the sun is setting, ukienda pale Ngong Hills or Apollos, when the sun is setting, kuna rays tunaonanga. Tunazitanga sun rays. Do you see those rays? That is what is lava. Let me give you an example. Chukua debe. Empty debe. Weka empty debe hapa zile za mikebe ama ya chuma. Okay? Itoboe mashimo huku kando. Hiyo debe, toboa mashimo. Chukua kuni weke ndani. Washa hiyo kuni. Wacha iban. Si ni jioni? Do you see those right rays? The plasma, the right rays that you see shining from the debe. Tutoke hapo kwa debe, hiyo ni kazi mingi sana. Tuende kwa nyumba za kitambo. Si za kitambo. Tuende kwa nyumba iko na mashimo kwa roof. Let's say you go to a house, a tin roofed house that has holes in the roof. So when the sun is outside, kuna uto light unaendanga unaweka mkono hivi, unaweka hivi. Nitaka leo naambia toto kuja shika jua, unaona hiyo unaenda unaweka mkono hivi. That ray light, that is what lava is before the physical. That's lava. Okay? Wacha tuone kama Google ita define lava. Tuone kama ita make sense. I don't know, you are a Google scholar, so define lava.
This is the definition of lava.
No, not the insect shit.
Form of an insect, especially one that differs greatly from the adult and forms the stage between egg and pupa.
No, I'm not talking
Caterpillar or grub.
I'm not talking about the caterpillar. I'm talking of lava, like lava, like maybe it's my pronunciation. Define lava.
This is the definition of lava.
No, not someone you love. Define lava. No. Define lava. No. Define lava. Define. Sasa Kikuyu ni nini shida yetu na ero na ara? Let me just type it. Then we can write, sijui kwa nilikuja nikachukua hii ulimi yenyu ya ara, ero, parallelogram. Unaambia Mkikuyu aseme parallelogram. Say parallelogram. Para. So listen. The definition of lava. Hot, molten, or semi-fluid rock erupted from a volcano or fissure, resulting from the cooling of this turbulence of lava. Unajua watu fichangi vitu when unashindwa kujitapata. Now listen. In the mid-18th century, from the Italian Neapolitan dialect denoting the lava stream. Sasa wameanza kuongea vizuri, wameanza kuleta maji. The lava stream from Vesuvius, but originally denoting a stream. A stream, tumeenda kwa maji sasa. Denoting a stream caused by sudden rain. Rain. Nimekuambia ukitoboa nyumba uende ufanye hivi unapatanga lini kitu ina flow. Sudden rain. From lava to wash. From Latin. So the word lava comes from to wash. To wash. Unajua sio mimi nasema. Si ni dictionary. But unajua the education you are given, oh, lava is flowing from the mountain, so they don't go deeper into. Hata Google inasema, what is the simple definition of lava? Such a rock that has cooled and hardened. So what has cooled and hardened is what I'm talking about. That we are the less dense form, okay, of water, which is consciousness. Okay? Why are you texting me, wewe? Which is consciousness. Okay? So now, when it cools down, aka to water, steaming off to clouds cycling over. And what happens, now here we have the crystallization happening in the core of the lava. Nimekuambia lava, toka kwa hiyo mentality ya geography yenye umefunzwa. Si tumeona wamekupea definition is stream, ni water, the consciousness waters. So the crystallization, this is now where when you go to the Bible, they talk of wesubewadhe. Crystallization is salt. Salt crystallization. Crystallization just means getting a shape and form, a cube in the core. AKA, now you are generating what you call the crystals, okay, the shape and form, which become the earth, venye nimekuambia unakuza mchanga, okay, and that is what creates what you call the periodic table. Periodic table, yenye ulisoma chemistry, where we have different salts. We have sodium, we have potassium, we have hydrogen, we have, so you get where I'm going, you get now where it's coming from the consciousness waters. This is now at the beginning of how it came into being. Not you sitting and thinking that a man was sitting down, he picked a handset, he created, and then now you became a man. Otherwise, hata sisi tukienda kuzaa, tungekuwa unaenda, unaingiza kitu kwa bibi, kitu yako inatoa mikono, inachukua matope huko ndani, inaumba, kakitoka tunakabridhia. Now, so, where were we? So, and the periodic table now. So, we materialized out of thin air. That is how we came to be as spiritual beings. We came out of thin air. So we came out of thin air, water, the sperm fluids, everything comes from water. Water, the sperm fluids, the seminal fluids, okay, out of thin air, which is just another density. Another density. You have different densities of the same thing, which is just another density of the same material as air. What do I mean? When you blow your hand like this, you can feel there's something. You can see it. And air is not wind. Ukumbuke hivyo. Air is not wind. When you move your hand like this and you experience air, air is an element. Air is not wind. Air is an element. And air, being an element like water and fire and earth, different crystallizations or densities, aka different densities, we came out of air, aka intellect, word, thought, consciousness. In the beginning, God said, let there be air. That consciousness that you are calling air is a different density of water, aka you are in a different density of water. You are like a fish in the water. That is why you are an amphibian also. When you take a fish out of the water, the fish does not suffocate because there's no oxygen, because wewe una breathe nini. The fish suffocates because you have taken the fish out of its own water consciousness, what it's aware of as water, into, ukitoa fish kwa maji, fish suffocates. Understand that when you take the fish out of the water, it suffocates out of the air. The same way, when wewe ukiwekwa kwa maji, si ati maji haina oxygen, you are suffocate inside the water. You suffocated out of the water. It was not made of the same material as you. So the fish is made of the same material of its water consciousness, of what it has condensed, crystallized into being as a fish. You, on the other hand, you exist in air because you came out of thin air. You came out of the word intellect. You came out of that less dense consciousness. The less dense consciousness of the water that you came out of is consciousness, which is another form of water. You are following? Now, so this water, which is just another density of the same material as air. So water is the same material as air, but different densities. Air can go anywhere. AKA, that is why I'm saying it is the less dense. Inside water, you can find air. You can see bubbles inside the water. So air can go inside the water. And this is why air signs are intelligent. They can go anywhere. So the Geminis. So air and all the other air signs. Aries, So air can go inside water. You can find water with air inside. Water can go through air. Like air will allow water to pass through. AKA it's raining and the rain is passing through air to fall on your roof. You are following? So air can go anywhere because air is the lightest form or the less dense form of consciousness. And you came from the less dense form of consciousness, which is air. You came out of thin air. You are following? So this water is just another density of the same material, which is air, okay, of what you call water or what you call blood. Because what is happening is that our awareness, our mind, is carving in its own self, ile mnaitanga the Ouroboros, okay, the mind is bedding in on itself, to create what you call blood. Na blood, siyo blood unaonanga, what you call a blood flow. How you are flowing in those consciousness waters, okay? Now, when your blood clots, or when your blood stops moving, what happens? You get a blood clot. Sindio? Sa ukikatwa mahali, nasemi ukikatwa mahali, when the blood stops flowing, what happens? You create a blood clot. Now, that blood clot, ikipona, what does it create? Tissue. Tissue. It creates tissue. Tissue. Now, tissue paper is something that is like a veil, very thin, a tissue. A tissue creates a tissue. Now that tissue is soil. Let me make it sense for you. Niangalia kama kuna mahali niko na ka injury kidogo. You know I'm always injuring my hands being outside kwa bush na vitu kama hizo. So wewe ukigwarwa mahali kukipona kuna kitu ya black inakuanga hapo, unasikianga tu kuitoa unatoa. So unaona hiyo kitu ya black unatoanga hivi kwa kidonda ya black, hiyo ni mchanga. That is what soil looks like. Si soil mnasemanga ati kwa shamba, hata hiyo ni mchanga. That is why you say you are made out of dirt. So it's not soil, it's dirt. That is dirt. Hiyo kitu ukimegongwa mahali kipona, hiyo kitu ya black unatoanga hivi, hiyo mnaitanga scar, that is dirt. That is how dirt forms. So your blood clots, bends on itself, creates a tissue kama tissue paper, ndio kidoda ipone. Hiyo kitu ya black ukitoa, that's what I'm calling dirt. Now before you go very far, wacha tuonge Google inakuambia nini. Leo ni Thursday, ni Jupiter, ni mind expansion. You should be ready with your pens and books, because if you write it down, it's going to make sense to you, even when you come back to it. You get what I'm saying? Puss, ni nini? Kuja. Come here. Kuja wewe. Wewe unajifanyanga shy sana kwa kamera. Ni nini? Si wewe ndio umejileta. Ginger. Kaa hapo. Kaa hapo. It's okay. Sit there. Unajua ni muremi. Kaa hapo. Let me pet you, pussy. I like petting pussy. Oh, pussy cat. Let me pet you, pussy. Define that.
This is the
Define that.
This is the definition.
Acha to type to that definition. Unajua Google indipendi. Google, the algorithm of Google looks at how I search for things and they're like, "Ai, who searches things like this?" Msi anajua Kenya after that definition. Today is Thursday. You're gonna learn something today. That definition. So that a substance such as mud, matope, or dust, vumbi, that soils someone or something. Unasemanga, my clothes are soiled. Keyword, soiled clothes. Mchanga, soil. But ni that. Joe wiped the dirt off her face. Joe wiped the dirt off her face. But umesikia ni soil. A substance that soils your clothes. Nimekuambia ni nini? Soil. Okay? Informal. Naweza kuja niseme, I have dirt on Kariha. AKA, niko na chai yake. I have dirt on Kariha. Meaning, that is, I have information about someone's activities or private life that could prove damaging if revealed. So, that is talking. In the beginning, God said, let there be. So that is talking. Kama saizi naweza sema, I have that on Pretivishi. Meaning, I have damaging information about Pretivishi. I have that about her. AKA, tumbo bere, ni tumbo krat. Pesa tu kidogo, ame give up. Unajua, njaa ni mbaya. Poverty is the problem. She would have gotten so much money if she had taken that man to court. And he has millions. He's washing money for the government. So, I have that about Pretivishi. Meaning, I have information. I have gossip. Which is talk. And talking is God. Are you following? Let's define tissue. Define tissue.
This is the definition of tissue. Any of the distinct types of material of which animals or plants are made, consisting of specialized cells and their products.
Enough, Google. Thank you, Google. So tissue is any of the types of material which animals or plants are made, consisting of specialized cells, and their products. Pay attention to the word cell. Tumeongea about things bending down into themselves. A cell, a group of people, a cell. Okay? Similar to, so tissue is similar to matter. You are made of matter. Tissue is similar to material. Tissue is similar to a substance, flesh, the body. Na hizo zote nimetoa wapi? Google Scholar. Si mimi natumia your dictionary. I'm not speaking out of my ass, it's your dictionary. Now let's get back to the lecture. So now, the tissues that are bending in and creating what you call the blood and tissues, this is now us in what you call the raw vibrational density. That is how we talk of we fell. So we fell from the consciousness. We fell from the consciousness, became the tissues and blood, which creates what? The dirt, the organs, and that is how, as a low vibrational density thing, think about it like this. A submarine goes inside the water, sindio? A spaceship, a rocket, hizo ujinga za Elon Musk, can withstand what? The densities above. A submarine can go into the sea withstand the densities under the water, na bado inaweza fanya nini? Inaweza rise out of the water. So the submarine can go to the densities, the lowest forms, can fall, you fell, can fall to the densest form under the sea, a lot of pressure as a submarine. At the same time, it can rise into the lightest density of water in a float. The same way you fell, you can raise your consciousness to the lightest densities of water where now you are floating. Otueke deri, kurera. Okay, wa muthaka kuhana atia. Ni no kurera. AKA, I'm just floating in the lightest densities of water, which is the consciousness. That is why, wachana hii Kikuyu ya Southern Kikuyu. Okay? Murea horo, turea horo, we mwega, nonsense. The Kikuyu now, the Agikuyu, when you ask them, kuhana ati wa mutheka, you know what they tell you? Nie de yohaha ai, no kurera dirarera. But you're not getting what they are saying. Nie de yohaha ai, no kurera. What is kurera? Floating to the lightest densities of the water, which is what? The consciousness. Have I lost you? Wacha nione comments. Sababu najua Thursday, when you decide to go deep, you'll be like, oh my God, that this happening in Africa is just on the Western Hemisphere. When we are speaking of spirituality, remove these stupid maps out of your head. There's nothing. These are man-made. Okay? These are man-made. When you go outside, when you go to Uganda, there's no marking. These are mental cages. Borders are witchcraft. Akunanga border. There's no border between Kenya and Uganda. These are mental construct. This is mental witchcraft. Where unaweza ambia mtu, this is Kenya, this is Uganda. Na badi inakuja imepita, ndege inakuja imepita, the river comes and flows. Those are imaginary. These are man-made. There's no borders. These are all, hakuna kitu kama Africa. We make this. Get your mind out of this mapping system. Ya Masons, bullshit. This is a spiritual page. Stop thinking of you are in Africa or in Kenya, because there's nothing like Africa or Kenya. We name locations. You are just on a piece of rock. What you are on is a location. You are located more to the east. The land of Menehit, Africante. This is a map of how it used to be in 1590. There's nothing like AD. Forget about AD. This is a ritual. This is witchcraft. Hakuna kitu kama after death or before death, because the world existed before this. There's nothing like BC or AD. That's another whole video we'll do about that. So toka kwa hiyo mentality. Is this in Africa? Africa, hakuna kitu kama Africa or America. It's just a location. The location that is closest to the sun, Africa. The location that is closest to the north, Europe. The location that is located to the other place, America. The location that is more to the east, Asia. You get it? Not a country. There's no borders. Borders are imaginary. And we make rules and have visas. They don't exist. God never created any border. Otherwise, river ingekuwa inakuja ikifika river ya Kenya. Oh, this is Kenya. We are the river. We have to jump. Ungekuwa unaona maji inapita juu, inateremuka ni nini? Unajua hapo kuna border ya Kenya. You get it? No puns intended, but I have to speak like that so that you get out of that mindset. Okay? I should not be looking at your questions. No, your questions imeanza kutupoteza. Let me get back to where we are. Adoni nasema we get it. PlayStation 5. Yeah, video games. Talk about video games. Etymology of words. Yeah. I now understand why ladies soil themselves at times. Exactly. Still on the train of thought. Sawa Kariha. Shout out to my moderator. Call of Duty. Roblox. Following the games. Now let's go deep. Leo ni Thursday. Eh? Thursday is... we go deep. Now, tumetoka hapo. So, and this is all coming from what you call the failure of what you call today's society. Let's not talk about the failure of today's society. You itatupeleka too deep. You itatupeleka even how you created a dick, even how you created a pussy. It's so spiritual. How you came up with that. Now that we have made that clear, how you came into the waters, okay, let's talk about individuals now. Because I've gone to the comments, na imeni shift into individuals so that we don't lose that individual as creative tunaongea. Like, let me show you how this happens. This is what they say. They say that when you have two individuals with distant or separate paths won't last. Two individuals with distant or separate paths, you're on this path, I'm on this path, won't last. So when two or more spirits are in very different places, these places, when it comes to esoteric language, we are talking of spaces, esoteric spaces. So even if they are right next to each other, we could be in the same classroom, could be sharing the bed, sharing a couch and everything. If we are in different spaces, my mind esoterically is on another space, na wewe is on another space, even if we are in the same space. Okay? What will happen is that things will slowly manifest into one of the spirits flying away, which in a sense, okay, this is what created the term flighty energy. So we are talking of esoteric airport now. Okay? But you always have what you can call a plane ticket or a passport to revisit. Na ndio maana nakwambianga ukikuja kwa hii page, hata mtu akiuliza question, never dismiss them. Because anyone who has interacted your life, ni kama mlienda the same airport na yeye, akona passport na visa. And there's chances you can meet again. AKA, they already have a passport and a visa. You may be flying to Uganda from America, and your stopover is in Dubai. And you meet Kariha in Dubai going to South Africa. You get what I'm saying? Esoterically speaking, though. You see in our pages, we are always speaking in allegorical terms. Okay? Now, I want to give you a ritual. Yesterday, watu walikuwa naitisha tu ritual. Kwa sababu watu wamekuja spirituality, they are all talking about rituals and everything. Let's say you want memories of someone to be gone with the wind, to be forgotten. This is what you do. You light a candle with the intention of forgetting the memories that you had with someone. So you take a candle, you light a candle with the memories that you had of someone. But you do this where there is wind, upepo. What did I tell you wind is? Wind is not air. So when you light it, the wind will blow out the candle. So the memories that you'll have created will be gone and forgotten with the wind. That is wind magic. Ni sawa? I don't know why I gave you that ritual. It just came. Na ikikuja tunapeana. Tutoke hapo. Sini scatteredness, sini Jupiter, sini expansion. Let's go into something else. Now, Pana, that's too much. Can't give you everything. That's too much information. Wacha nione ni akina nani wako kwa spaces before I speak about it. Let me see wacha nione who is my audience. You know there are some audience you're not supposed to give them information. Most of the audience hapa ni watu wetu. We get it. Watu wanafuata, si ndio? Yeah. So the people in the space can learn about this. Hapana, you are too demonic bana. Kuna vitu zingine mkipewa mtatake advantage, you are gonna use them, and you should always give grace. I was about to give you something of letting go of people, but hiyo mtakuwa mnafaa kwa watu mnafanya hiyo ritual. You be like, get rid of them. Bah! We can do that. Let me see. There's someone knocking. Umesikia kwa video? There's someone knocking, but not knocking on my door, but there's someone knocking somewhere. Let's just get back to class. Sindio, turudi class. Let's go back to class. Let's go back to your books. Okay? Mlikuwa mmeniambia you have your notebooks, so let's go back to class. Let's tusome. Tuache maneno mingi. That's too much information. Let's go back to class. Now, class in session. Let's talk about the zodiac and the elements. So, spring, we have Aries. The element of Aries is fire. It's a cardinal. Cardinal means beginning. Ndio ukienda kwa kanisa ukisikia mtu anaitwa kardinali, Cardinal Otunga, unajua ni the beginning. Aries is the first house. Aries is home in Mars, the god of war. Aries is away or falls in Venus. So Aries doesn't give a shit about love. So Aries rises, or Aries sun is Pluto, Kethel. Ndio maana Aries inaitangwa Yahweh, the beginning, the crown chakra, God. It falls in Saturn, debilitated, what you call Libra, or the 7th house, which is the next time we are going after the moon that is coming. Tumetoka Aries. Mkiniambia tumetoka, tunatoka, tunaenda next. Si tuko class. So that ukikuja kwa live za Esoteric kukuange na information ready hand. You know you have to do 12 signs. Tumeanza na Aries. Okay? So that now, by the time I'm done with this, you will know your temperament. And after this one, I'm going to give you tips. Wacha niulize Kariha ama niwaambie. Yesterday I meant, you don't know, hata ujui Kariha ni nani, but Kariha ako kwa comments. Should we remind them on how to relate with people ama hiyo tujiwekee? Najua kuna vitu zingine ni za wazee za kujiwekea. Tujiwekee hiyo yenye tuliongea jana, tujiwekee. How to relate with the signs. Hiyo tujiwekee. Tuwafunze who they are, alafu hiyo tujiwekee. Okay. Vinmosh is saying they are learning stuff, so let's get back to the class. Forget about the other. Let's stop being demonic. So Taurus, which is the second house, or Canaan or Baal. Taurus is the earth element. Its temperament is fixed. Taurus is the second house, material, possession, and money. Taurus is home in earth. I'm in earth. I'm a Taurus. I'm an earthbender. I'm home. Tiamat, Gaia, earth. Venus rules me. That's why I have Venusian features. Love. Handsome motherfucker. Okay? Venus is how you love, and appreciating is how you are loved. Okay? So, Taurus, what you call, falls in Mars or Pluto, or it's away in Mars and Pluto. Okay? Taurus, rising, moon. The moon is exalted in Taurus. The moon loves being in my home. The moon loves me. Okay? Taurus falls in Uranus. What is Uranus? Whenever I talk about a sign falling, you have to know that that sign does not like dealing with that. For example, Aries doesn't like dealing with Satan. What is Satan? Rules, structure, vitu kama hizo. So, anyone who's an Aries hates restrictions. They hate rules. They hate being told what to do. Taurus falls in Uranus. What is Uranus archetype? Ndio muone mkijinua.
According to nylon.com, As a planetary archetype, Uranus is the avatar of change. It rules Aquarius, the sign of progress and human collectivity, and acts to kick you out of your personal melodrama and launch you into the larger human story. Uranus strikes without subtlety, like the big bad wolf blowing your house down.
So Uranus is like a big bad wolf that breaks down your door. So Uranus is the avatar of change. Tauruses hate change. Niwasikianga Taurus wakiambiwa they are stubborn. We like being set. We like being comfortable. We don't like change. Okay? We are not used to sudden change because that is Uranus energy, the big bad wolf. So Taurus falls in Uranus. Aries falls in Saturn. You following? Si tulisema tuko class. Si unaandika ndio tukifika kwa saini yako useme oh my god, talk about me, I'm a Gemini. Let's go to Gemini. Gemini element is air. Intellect. The knowing. The consciousness. The word. Okay? Its temperament is mutable. So tukiongea about temperament tunaongea cardinal is the beginning of something. Fixed is the middle. Mutable is adapting to change. So you're adaptable to change. So air can go anywhere. Gemini can go anywhere. The Geminis can interact with anyone. So the Gemini is home in Mercury. Gemini is communication. Mercury is hapa kwenye mlifunga wakati wa COVID mdomo. So it's Mercury. Away in Jupiter. Wisdom. Rise, it has no rising. None, it falls in nothing. So Gemini, ndio unaonanga Gemini ni Sodom and Gomorrah. Gemini can be anywhere. They don't care. They are in everybody's business. They are gossiping. Kwa sababu hawana, their hands are clean. Immutable. You're following? Cancer, the fourth house, the heart area. Cancer's element is water. Temperament, cardinal. Kila kitu inakuanga hivyo. Cardinal, fixed, mutable. Tumeanza na za kwanza. The first solicites. So tulikuwa tumeanza na hiyo kitabu ikianza. Ama you forgot why I started with the solicite before I jumped into other stories. Everything is connected. So Cancer, element, water. Temperament, cardinal. Fourth house. Cancer is home. Moon. Niwakuambianga during Cancer season ni kama mamako akiwa kwa bedroom yake. You can walk into your mom's bedroom. She's there naked, shaving her pubes. She's there naked on her knees, looking at your dad's pencil. That's why unaambiango, do wasiweke kila bedroom yako tako dhete unashindwa kwani mamangu anashinda akifanya nini kwa bedroom? You women, you know all the things you do in your bedroom. Unajijua mama. In the bedroom is where you do your waxing. In the bedroom is where you are looking at your petals. Unafungua tu vitabu unaangalia unasema, na niko na Christopher kubwa. Unaivuta hivi kama bado iko ujenge ile kacha ya kukata na vitu kama hizo. Okay, ndio unasikianga tukisema Cancer is home in the fourth house. Moon. Cancer away, Saturn, structure. Cancer's rising is Jupiter. Cancer falls in Mars. So Cancer signs, they hate the Mars energy. Hawapendi vita hata kidogo na vitu kama hizo. Leo, element fire, temperament fixed. Fifth house. Home, Sun, your solar plexus. Away, Saturn and Uranus. So, for example, I'm a Taurus. Sindio, I manifested myself a descendant feeling that is a Leo. Okay? And this Leo falls in none of the houses. Their rise is Neptune, dream and imagination. Virgo, let's go to, shout out to all the Virgos in the house. Element, earth. Temperament, mutable. Sixth house. Home, Mercury. Yeah? Away, Jupiter and Neptune. Simsha for the drift. Rising, Mercury. Fall, Venus. What does that tell you about the Virgos? Virgos hate things to do with love. Wanakuanga na shida. Venus. The things you love and appreciate. Ushinde ukiambia love Virgo, you love them. Marie Immaculate. We wacha maneno ya love. What are we getting out of this? Okay? Hiyo maneno mingi ya upendo hiyo wacha nayo hiyo. Tuingie uchawi, tufanye uchawi yetu maneno hii iishe. Libra, element air. Temperament, cardinal. House, 7th. Home in Venus. Away, Mars. It's rising Saturn. Falls in Pluto or the Sun. That is why Libra, math, the 42 laws, justice scales, unajua Pluto, the Kether, the crown house, they don't like, Libras don't like the whole thing about the so they balance everything. Let's go to Monjiro, another Scorpios in the house. Scorpio, element, water. Temperament, fixed. 8th house, home, Mars and Pluto. Away, Earth and Venus. Rising, Uranus. Falls, Moon. Si unajua Scorpio na emotions. Backstabbing energy. All that is hidden in the moon, our reactions. Sagittarius, element, fire. Temperament, mutable. They can go anywhere. 9th house. Don't forget about the houses and what they are related to. Jupiter, home for the Sagittarius. What is Jupiter? Mind expansion, traveling. Away, Mercury. They have no rising, no falling. Shout out to all the Sagittarius in the house. Capricorn, element, earth. Temperament, cardinal. 10th house, money. Home, Saturn. Away, Moon. Rising, Mars. Falls in Jupiter. Aquarius, element is there. Temperament is fixed. 11th house. Saturn and Uranus is home. Away, the Sun. No rising. Falls in Neptune. So, ukienda kwa Aquarius, with your Neptune shit, dreams and imagination, Aquarius anakuambia, according to science, according to my calculations, okay? Because they are home in Saturn. Rules. They follow rules. Uranus. Uko wako home. Asa ukikuja na anakuambia hapana, unajua venye science inasema. Now let's jump into Pisces. Shout out to all the Pisces in the house, all my witchcraft people. Element, water. Temperament is mutable. They can be anywhere. 12th house, Jupiter and Neptune is home. Okay, this is Pisces. They are mutable. Away, Mercury. They are rising, Venus. So Pisces, na love. There's we are back. TikTok iko na maneno mingi. It was almost closing me down. No, don't end the live. Switch to subscriber only. You may get one new subscriber from the preview of sub only live. Cancel. Kufunza tunafunza bana. Where are you taking us? Let's finish with the Pisces now. So, that is why sex with the Pisces is toxic. Kwa sababu of that rising. The rising is Venus. Things you love and appreciate. Hakuna sex toxic kama ya Pisces. The Pisces will fuck you to death, man. Their pussy is demon pussy, okay? So, fall ni Mercury. So when it comes to intelligence na nini vitu kama hizo, Pisces hawakuangi huko, okay? They go head in first before you bring the intellect na vitu kama hizo. Tumemaliza hiyo. So, shit. I didn't realize that is how much time has gone. Tumefika huku aje. Oh, we still have time. We still have like 14 more minutes to go. So let's jump into Q&A for the 14 minutes. Okay, let's jump into Q&A. Someone says they are a Pisces. Jean Krag. Is that a woman? Yeah. Sex with a Pisces ni normal. They have that demon pussy. Take us down the rabbit hole. Yes, remind them. Toka huko. Not demon pussy as in pussy mbaya, but so let me give you an example. If you're having a relationship or something with a Pisces, you'll be driving with a Pisces. Pisces atakuweka mkono hivi ukidrive, kuteremsha zip, takes out your cock, mko in traffic. Uone amekutoa mkono kwa steering na ameanguka hapo, and she starts giving you head in public. She doesn't care. That is how toxic Pisces are. So immediately you're like, unaanza kuangalia uko Thika, unaanza kuangalia the next exit Thika, umeexit hapo karibu na kwa Uhuru, umeexit kando, umeweka kando, umetoka na reflector na gari jaribika, umekuja Shout out to all the Pisces in the house. Shout out to all the Pisces in the house. Beautiful Pisces. You know, they make good witches also. They are very intuitive. They also dream a lot na vitu kama hizo. Now, hapana, achana hiyo story wewe. That story for another day. Hiyo ni a subscription only. You save that one. Save that. You save your video. Save that one for another day. You are to leo. Let's talk of other things, okay? Kwa sababu tumeongea about the equinoxes. I told you everything is connected. Because we talked about the equinoxes and we are learning, let's talk about what you call the 4 fixed star positions. Or what you call the 4 rivers in the Garden of Eden. The star positions and their rulers, aka, and in the garden I saw the let me show you what I'm talking about. What are the 4 rivers in the Garden of Eden? Sasa, I'm not talking about the Euphrates. The 4 rivers of Eden. Hizo mnaitanga Pishon, Gihon, Hidek. That's what I want to talk about. What are the 4 rivers of Eden today? I'm not talking about today. The Tigris, the Euphrates, the Pishon, the Gihon. That's what I want to talk about. But that's not exactly what is the Euphrates River called today. That will be the Arab. We're not talking about the Arabs. What are the 4 rivers in the Bible?
According to Brill, Thaddeus' illustration mentioned above is based on Gen 2:10. A river flowed out of Eden to water the garden, and there it divided and became 4 rivers. They were the Pishon, the Gihon, the Tigris, and the Euphrates.
That's what I want to talk about. So, this is in Genesis 2:10. So, Genesis means a beginning of something. A Genesis. There's many Genesis in the Bible. There's the Genesis in the Bible of Adam and Eve. There's the Genesis of the Gikoyo and Mombi. So a Genesis just means a beginning. Okay? This is a spiritual page. Create Genesis in the Bible. Genesis means a beginning. Kama wataka kubishana, juu napenda kusoma sana kama Bible, wacha tusikie Genesis according to Google ni nini. Define Genesis.
Here's the definition of Genesis. The origin or mode of formation of something.
Si umesikia venye Google amekwambia, the origin or mode or formation of something. It has got nothing to do with the Bible. It has got nothing to do with your church. It's just the beginning of something. Ni sawa? Tuko sawa sawa mpaka hapo? Before tuendelee uanze kusema tunaongea maneno ujui. Si ni Google yako imekwambia, na si wewe ni Google scholar. Wewe ni Google scholar juu hata si Bible ni kusoma na imeandikwa na mtu. So you believe in written language. Ni sawa? Now, class in session. So, the 4 rivers, what you are calling the Pishon, the Gihon, the Tigris, and the Euphrates. So, these are the fixated star positions and their rulers. Esoterically speaking now. So, we have Spring tumetoka kwa the solstices and the equinoxes, ndio? So we have spring, which is what you call the god of the east, which is what the Kikuyus are about to do in exactly 26 minutes. Wale wanafuatanga hiyo Kikuyu ya nini in 25 minutes, which will be no, not in exactly 1 hour 25 minutes, 11:45. The Kikuyus watatoka nje, they are going to face the east, lift their arms, lift their genesis, which is Aries, Taurus, Gemini. So they are going to lift their first equinox, or I mean their first solstice, spring. So they are going to face the east, the spring. They are going to lift their arm. They are going to headspace, touch their crown chakra, their Aries, lift their Aries facing the east, open their throat chakra, their Taurus, their second house. First, Aries, Pluto, Kevel, second house, Baal, Canaan, and lift their arms, their Gemini, the first angle, Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, and they are going to face the east, venye tulianza, the solstice, and say, thy, tadayagai, thy, is not the words, it's the thy, point of reference for the first time, and east. So they are going to face the east at 11:45. 11:45 will be Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael time. They are going to face Archangel Michael, not an archangel per se. It's an angle where as above so below, you are receiving that energy. That will be the god of the east, or where I came from, Aldebaran. Constellation Aldebaran, where you have Taurus, which is 8 to 10 degrees Gemini, which is ruled by Mars, the god of war. Okay? So you may be thinking that you are the Gemini being ruled by Mercury and all of that. But it might be that in any other place, expect for 8 to 10 degrees Gemini, because then that is an Aldebaran, aka Jegawa Mudhaka. Baal. The angle that I came with. Each one of you have to know the angle you came with. Okay? Ndio maana nimeongea about this thing. So that is spring. Then we are going to go into summer, or what you call the god of the north, aka high noon, or what you call in Egypt Anu, or what you call the fixated star Regulus. So tumeanza na the fixated star Aldebaran. So after I'm done with this, I want you to go and do the homework. Sasa ndio ujue which is Pishon, Gihon, Tigris, and the Euphrates. This is especially for the Pan-Africanism. Wanakuja kubishana, oh yeah, gods used to be strong. Now I'm taking you from the Bible to the Esoteric, and mimi sitakufanyia homework. Then utaangalia uone shit, man, na venye nimekuwa nikitetea hii, nikisema we came, no, sasa learn today. It's Jupiter. So now, summertime, tuliongea about the solstice, tuliongea about the summer, tukasema summer ni the other three signs. Tukasema ni Cancer, Leo, Virgo. Si tuko summertime. The god of the north, true north. So this is Regulus, which is 28 degrees Leo through the 0 degrees of Virgo, or Aries 0 degrees Virgo, Regulus, governed by Mars, Jupiter, and Uranus. Jupiter is expansion. Imaginations, Uranus. That is summer. We are talking about the 4 fixated rivers in the Bible. Now, tutoke hapo. Tuende what you call the fall of the west, or what you call fall. Shout out to everyone who is an Antares moon. So we are talking about Archangel Uriel, or the star that rises. Tumeenda maneno ya Jesus sasa. The star that rises from the west. When all the stars are falling to the west, there is a star that rises. Archangel Uriel, or the book of Enoch. Sasa tuko hapo. Which is Antares, 8 to 10 degrees Sagittarius. Melek wa Shiro, That is why he's so deep into alchemy. He's from that 8 to 10 degrees Sagittarius. Wale watu walizaliwa between Sagittarius. Mtu mmoja alizaliwa 8 to 10th Sagittarius. The ruler is Mars, Jupiter, and Mercury. So that is the god of the west, or Antares, or Fall, below the horizon, the thighs, the traveler, the one with the bow. Very spiritual motherfuckers, if you are following. Now, I know wenye wanafuata ni wenye wanakuanga wakifuata so group na wenye wako na a little bit of what is happening. The rest, it's okay. Now, we are talking about the rivers of the 4 rivers in your garden of Eden, which is you. Then you go to Winter, the god of the south, or what you call Fomalhaut, which is 2 to 4 degrees Pisces. Shout out to my Pisces, demon pussy women. So any Pisces that was born between date 2 and 4. This is the gods of the south. So this is the planetary rulers, ruled by Venus, Mercury, and Neptune. Muna follow? Those are the 4 fixated star positions in the skies and their rulers, or what you call the 4 rivers in the Bible. Nilikwambia ni Thursday, nilikwambia ni Jupiter, nilikwambia ni mind expansion. Now tag all your no need to tag, don't tag them, kwa sababu your preachers they are full of shit anyway, they are just puppets. Hata hii information haiwezi wasaidia, hata wajuu tutaongea maneno ya nini. You following? Wacha nione kama kuna question before I jump into something else. Gadhoni anajibamba tu. Gadhoni anacheka. Cheka kabisa Gadhoni. It's beautiful to have video games. 33 people. 30,000 likes. Makes sense. Shout out to Brian Moshiri. Chairman is in the space. Thank you Moshiri for the roses. You make the life smell beautiful. Norma. Gadhoni, if you ponder on it. Okay. Leo unatuonjesha tu information. It's called teasing. I'm teasing you with my flaming sword. Teasing you. You wanna tease me, baby. Till I lose control. Nice games. I would like to describe the Leo attribute as we proceed. We are following. You are following? Nice, you are following. Sasa, sini Thursday. Wajua watu wamekuja DM wakaniambia we love the masculine topic na nini but tumemiss esoteric wisdom kidogo. Hiyo mnangojeanga Sunday. Okay? Now, your sun is your actions. What we see, wewe. The way you act. So what you see, what you are seeing now, this is Taurus. How I act, how I see things, and what you are consciously aware of. So I'm consciously aware of stability, things that make sense, vitu kama hizo. That's my sun. So your sun is not something that you are viewing from the previous life. Okay? So this is something that there may be something that you are seeing in the previous life, and now you know that you are not seeing that thing. For example, I'm a Taurus now. Okay? So I can see what's in the Taurus house, because that's where I am right now, but I can see all the other bullshit because I'm already home in Taurus. So my son, my action, nafani jaribu sana, nifanya the actions of the house that I'm in, since I can see what the fuck is going on. You get it? Mbona nimeongea hivyo? Nimesema hivyo kwa hapana, hiyo tutaweka kwa subscription. Simesema nawaonjesha, na siwache niwaonjeshe kabisa. Hiyo itakuwa ni kwa subscription. I'm trying to get you to go for there's so much information, and the fact is that the world is already ended as we know it. At the same time, kuna information nataka kuwapea but itatumiwa vibaya sana. The reason being, when I get online and I look at all these spiritual teachers who are teaching you, which there's nothing wrong. Demons can teach. I have nothing against demons. I know some demons that teach really well, but they are demons. However, kuna information nyingine hawana na wakipata, because they are watching me, they watch me na naonanga, unajua naonanga wakiingia na kaanga hivi naona someone joined. Alafu ananyamaza. Hawezi tap screen simuone tena na hawezi comment, ananyamaza tu, but nimeona amejoin. By the grace of God naonanga pap, naona aya fulani amejoin. And even if I shout them out, for example, venye naweza sema ati shout out to Kadhoni, she's gonna respond. Unaona? But when the demons join, if I shout them out, wananyamazanga. Why? Juu hawataki kujulikana wako in the space, wanajifanya wamefall. But they are fishing for this information to go and spice it up, wanaidress in a certain way, and then they are coming to use it against you. So ndio nataka tuende subscription, because they will not want to subscribe. Juu wakisubscribe nitakuwa namuona. So watakuwa nasema shit. Whatever nimelana hapa siwezi tumia vibaya juu Jenga wa Mudhaka najua niko subscription. Ndio maana I'm saving that for subscription. So tukienda subscription kuna vitu zingine nitawaambia, only those who are interested in knowing that. And it's not because of subscription. Your subscription is not even the main thing. It's just that we need that commitment. Ndio nijuange information tulisema hapo. Na mtu wako hapo, so nikiona huko nje natumia vibaya nitajua ni mtu wako kwa subscription. And it's better to know the demon you are with kuliko kitu ujui. No. Yeah. Okay. 7 minutes of Q&A and then we can go. 7 minutes of Q&A. Nataka kwenda kuona Pritivishi. Najua pia mimi niita Pritivishi ugly. So nataka nene mbaie chipo ndio aseme hana maneno. Yeye niita Pritivishi nimwambie Pritivishi nilikuwa nimesema yeye ni muagli but kula chipo na ukule kachumbari. Akikula hivi akiuma vijiko mbili chipo na kachumbari aseme mimi ya Jenga wa Mudhaka, Jenga is a very good guy, hata hana maneno, tumekutana na Jenga amesema ameapologize. Kwa hivyo msiende kwa soul group ya Jenga kumsalimia. Unajua Jenga hana maneno, unajua ni shida bana. Poverty is the problem. Tumbo mtu akishiba tu ni hivyo. Shout out to everyone in the space. Tumbo tu. So hata nione Pretivishi. Sasa nimejua hata ukitaka kukula Pretivishi nunulie yeye chipo tu. Unajua hata now I know for all problems that you have, if you spread a rumor, as long as it's someone who's a luya, nunulie yeye chakula. Atasamea wewe. Ataita watu waambie come here. You know me and Njoroge, we have met with Njoroge. Is amazing. You know Njoroge ananga maneno. Unajua Njoroge amenunua miwa. Unajua food solves all the problem. Do you see how easy it is in the world? Nyinyi mnaenda kuleta maneno mingi, kumbe ni chakula tu, ni njaa tu. Njaa ndio inasumbua watu huku nje. Unajua? Preset green teas of the day. Poverty is the enemy. Defamation suit, you are going to all of a sudden. Sasa Pretivishi angekuwa anakaa chini hivi, anafanywa massage hapa na kijana anamwambia usifinye hapo sana. Mwingine yako hapa anafanya medicure. So imagine instead of getting pedicure, getting all the money to go and do that facelift, whatever you want, mazee ni kukula. Na alikula jana. Leo ameenda amepupu imeisha. Man, tumepewa ambassadorial post. Ambassadorial post ya nini? Ushering watu kwa kanisa. How long will that last? Does it come with what you call pension? Utakulia maisha yako yote. Ungepewa nyumba ama shamba, ukuange unapanda vitu huko. Sasa Luya zina chai bwana. Chai kidogo tu. That's the end. Shout out to Pretivishi, the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Pretivishi is the most beautiful woman. She has the biggest heart. She likes forgiving people for food. She's gonna forgive you. So now you know something new. Luyas have the biggest hearts. As long as you have a plate of food, they forgive you for everything. Kwa hivyo kama umeoa Muluya, mnakosananga, nunulie mboga. Sema unajua shemeji nimekusamehe, akikula mbosho na ugali. Shemeji, Shemeji nimekusamehe. We are taking notes. We are taking notes. If you are Luya girlfriend, siwezi kosa mahindi ya kuenda Kisiagi. Tuwezi kosa mahindi. And we'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Pretty Vishi, the most beautiful woman. Sasa wacha tungoje ule jamaa wa mambo ni bam bam. Mambo ni shantam. Mambo ni mbwegele. Huh? The ex-boyfriend. Naitanga aje kijana. The other handsome boy. Jua sasa watu. I think sasa don't call people ugly. You call people ugly wananunuliwa chakula. Let's call them handsome. Stevo complicated boy. He's not a simple boy now. He's no longer a simple boy. Now he's a complicated man. So kuanzia leo, simple boy is a complicated man. Tumebadilisha yeye jina. Yeah? Complicated man angeruka hiyo story. Hata kama ni ex, ajifanye masculine. Angeride na hiyo, angeanguka na hiyo story. Angesema, I used to be a simple boy, now I'm a complicated man. As I'm the complicated man that I am. I don't want anyone shaming my beautiful. Ata Pretty Visha is no longer pretty. Now she's the beautiful food ambassador. No one should talk negative about my beautiful food ambassadors. Tulisikia limepewa kazi ya ambassador. Sinaona? Ashatoa nyimbo ya sura mbaya. My name is not Pretty Vishi anymore. My name is Beautiful Food Ambassador. Okay? My ex-boyfriend is no longer a simple boy. He's a complicated man. Sinikusameheana. That's where we are right now. You guys, you disappoint me. Every day. Every day I lose hope in humanity. I'm like, man. A whole movement. You love the church. Shout out to Gadhoni. You love the church. Mnapenda kanisa sana. Hey, a whole movement. Njaa ni mbaya. Poverty is the enemy. Bishop ananga maneno. Iko wapi hiyo maji? Bishop. Musiende kumsalimia. Bishop tumeongea is a cool man. Bishop is a cool man. Nipe hiyo pilipili. Uko na pilipili? Leta hiyo. Wita, uko na itisha ile kitu yote unataka. Did you see how the bishop was smiling? Bishop alikuwa amekaa hivi. With an evil laugh. You saw the bishop? Bishop anacheka. Leta hiyo bili ya chakula hapa. The bishop was having fun. The bishop was having fun. The bishop is like, ati munisalimie. Kwendeni huko na hizo matishat zenyu. Na mnataipu matishat hapo. Ati maumbile ni ya Mungu. Waiter, ongezee supu. Ongezee supu ya kuku bwana. Huyu ni mtu wa kuku. You guys, you are disappointing. But then again, love wins all the time. Love wins. So let love wins. The bishop alikuwa amekaa hapo. He was grinning. Letea supu. Yeah, bishop ni mzuri. Bishop bana. Bishop, musiende kusalimia. Bishop tumeelewana. Najua, when the stomach stops rumbling. Mkikuyu anasemanga, dane kehe. The Kikuyu, there's a saying. Ya Kikuyu, dane kehe. Nanima dane kehe. Keriganagiro immediately. Imekula, imeshiba, imesahau. Dane kehe. Now I start having faith in Kikuyu saying. Sasa nikiona saying kama hiyo, dane kehe. Naangalia beautiful food ambassador. Ni ex-girlfriend ya complicated man. Na wako na bishop. I'm impressed bana. Najua dama ni madane kehe. Ebu kula Maliza itishe uletee sosa. Get another sosa. Bishop was smiling. Ungemuona. He was smiling ear to ear. Letee sosa. Letee sosa. Shout out to beautiful food ambassador. Jana ilikuwa ni theme ya kuku. Jana ilikuwa ni theme ya kuku. No puns intended. Bishop. Na alikuwa na bodyguard. Bishop alikuwa na bodyguard. There's one on his left alikuwa ameangalia juu. Yaani kwanza ujamaa walikuwa ndio ni wa timu ya Bishop. Lakini kwa kinjo yake alikuwa anasema mani kavoyo wagine mwiletu wa kwa mani. Sasa yeye alikuwa anasema sasa huyu akaona akaunti ya Bishop haki. Sasa huyu alikuwa anafikiria venye anaweza ongea na Pretty Vishi, amuite kando amwambia acha kukula wewe. Lakini sasa unajua hawezi jua kwa team Bishop. Alikuwa ameangalia juu hivi. Msichana anakula, yeye anaangalia tu akaunti ya Bishop anasema venye tumekuwa tukiosha mamilioni bana ya pesa. Yaani wewe umekula tu sahani moja ya mchele, haki yangai na nguku bana. Msichana ako comfortable. Kachubari. Lete. Nimemwaga supu waiter, paguzie Bishop wako. Mpaguzie meza. Mpaguzie meza ana maneno. Mpaguzie jazoea hii maneno. Na ufungie takeaway fungie takeaway. Shout out to the people in the we are not here to roast anyone. We were in historic page, so you are see that we can roast them. Tunaweza wa roast, but you know, hii si masaa ya kuroast. Kulikuwa na skuma, skuma bana, venye skuma inakupeanga acid. Imagine skuma. Hata afadhali angepelekwa mahali ya kule sushi. Afadhali tokea kwa mapua. What is that? Oh my god, is sushi. Ingekuwa trend kama angeenda mahali tumuone na chopsticks. Hii unashika kama kalamu. You hold this one, you take, okay? This is Japanese dish. Then you dip it in sauce. And be careful when you bite it. It's called wasabi. When you bite the wasabi, it's gonna come out of your nose. Unajua at least inge trend tena. Man, sukuma bana kwa kibanda. Tena kwa kibanda. Chakula ya kibanda. Forget the Bishop. Oh, excuse me. Forget the Bishop. Excuse me, Bishop. Ni skuma. Msiende kusalimia yeye. Love wins. At the end of the day, love wins. Sinisa, love won. Sahi angekuwa gym leo. Ile pesa angelipwa jana angeenda alipe gym membership. Hata angelipa, watu wangemtafuta. We are going to give you a whole gym membership for a whole extreme makeover. Watu wangejitolea endorsements. Imagine watu walikuwa said na the whole country was behind beautiful food ambassador. Unajua she's no longer Pretty Vishi. She's now the beautiful food ambassador. Imagine God, Maria Immaculate, Virgo season, new land. That's why I tell you to watch spirituality pages. Content. Tuko Virgin Mary, tuko new land. Tungeona kitu mpya kama angekuwa tu ameadvisiwa. Hata leo ndio angekuwa the game of, unajua angeanza kanisa yake on Sunday. Angeanza yake sasa. Mungeenda msalimie yule, aseme alale, amuke aseme Mungu alinitembelea kwa ndoto, amunge bishana. Si kuna mwenye alitembelewa na akasema aliona kwenye dadake ameuliwa. Sasa mbona mkataa ya Pretty Vishi? Hata angesema Mungu alinitembelea akaniambia nifungue kanisa yangu. Na kanisa yangu itakuwa inaitwa All Bodies Matter Tabernacle Covenant Church. Done. Millionaire overnight. Anyone who feels angry anaenda kwa kanisa yake. Pretty Vishi the Bishop. Man, unaleta opportunity kupite. Alafu atapiga magoti. Mungu wangu, wewe wajua kwa nini? Niyapitie haya. Mungu alikupea gift. Nema dane kehe, ukakula, ukashiba. Sasa deal with your poverty. Poverty is the enemy. Imagine, luya wako ready. Maluya wako hapo, fida wako hapo. Wanataka kuchukua zile mabilioni. Unajua ni pesa yenu wanaosha pale. Ready, wako hapo. Oh my God, it's Virgo season. Ability to bend over backwards or stop something from happening. Kanisa ni adui. I tell you, church is the enemy. Haki ya Mungu ni kanisa. You can't tell me unaweza pewa opportunity, also unaomba Mungu. Mungu nisaidie. What? The whole country was behind you. Hata ungeran. Hata unaweza enda useme, by the way, nataka hii kiti ya Karen Nyamu. Watu watakupea. Kwanza watu wapendi Karen Nyamu, wanashina akiwadansia, wange replace Karen Nyamu na wewe. Sasa leta chumvi. Oops. Kuna mboga? Oh, hii ni nini kwa hapa? Mko na mboga gani? Hamuna managu? Skuma? Letee kwa mimi skuma. Letee kwa mimi skuma na supu. Bishop ni mzuri. Msiende kutembelea Bishop. Bishop ni mzuri. Pole Bishop. Ni tumbo. Bishop ni mzuri. Sasa tutawasaidia aje sasa? How God anakuja na kuonekania. Unamwambia toka hapa Mungu wewe. Kwenda huko. Kwenda. Kwenda Mungu kabisa. Wacha mimi niende Shakahola na stress zangu. Imagine, the companies, bonfire, angekuda, jambo. Jambo. You know, everyone takes advantage of that, you know. Publicity. Any publicity is good publicity. Ungeona jambo. Jambo, you are giving. Unajua sasa, she's no longer Pretty Vichy. Sasa unajua ni beautiful food ambassador. Tumepea food ambassador trip to Mauritius to go and chill because she was traumatized to know how beautiful she was. Ungeona colleges za beauty zimekuja, wamfanye facial. Kama mlifanyia Ozambe, msichana wa Ozambe, Shibula, mlipeleka ya treatment, makeup, huyu angepewa endorsements. Watu wa beauty products wangekuja, wampea lifetime supply of beauty products. Angepelekwa amentariwa na Wabosha nalipangwa 150,000 for putting up 3 posts only. Angepewa hiyo aekange 3 posts na pewa 150,000. Sasa mnataka tuwasaidie namna gani watu bana? How do I help you? Other companies wangekuja wampe masaji ya bure. Mwende angekuwa hapo, mwende wa kinyozi, Thika Road akiangalia, oh shit. How did I miss this opportunity? Oh shit. Nakwambia poverty is the enemy. Public school ni shida. Uliona Bishop? Letea supu. Bishop ako hapo. Letea kaimati. Hiyo fungia yete kawe hiyo. Hiyo funga yeye ataenda kukula nyumbani, fungia yeye hiyo. Wale wazee walikuwa nyuma ya Bishop walikuwa wanasema, "Oh my God. Oh my God, what is this now?" Imeisha hivyo. Shout out to the beautiful food ambassador. Beautiful Vichy. So shout out. Shout out. Saizi angekuwa na back pocket energy. Do you know what is back pocket energy? Back pocket energy ni ile energy for the whole of this month ni uko kwa gazeti. Tungemuona ameitwa na Lin Ngugi. Aende alilie. Unajua Lin Ngugi anapenda kuliliwa. Angeenda kwa Lin Ngugi. I'm traumatized. Lin Ngugi utamwaga wapi machozi? Lin Ngugi, mwaga hii machozi. In the age of Aquarius, Lin Ngugi, let me cry. Cry me a river. Give me something to cry. Kitu inakaa Aquarius. Anauliza, unajua Lin Ngugi, she prays on hiyo. Ngugi anamwambia, oh my God. So how did you feel when he called you ugly? Oh, Lin Ngugi. Lin Ngugi, oh my God. Oh my God, Lin Ngugi. Oh my God. Shika yu mwage, cameraman mwage hii machozi. It's okay. We have teamed up with a team of counselors. Lin Ngugi, I've never slept from that day. Sijailala. It's okay. Man, you lost an opportunity, bitch. What a lost opportunity. Tungekuona kwa this other manke. What do you call this other manke? Dr. Kengori. Tungemuona mpaka kwa Dr. Kengori. Do you know, by the end of next week, social media zake accounts zote zingekuwa 2 million followers. Angepita mpaka Joki Mulirao. Unajua Joki Mulirao? Yule msichana alienda to fame for matako. Mwenye alikuwa na matako chafu. Aitangwa Joki Mulirao. You know her? Mwenye alienda akafanywa mpaka dento akapelekwa Dubai. The next Dubai sasa ingekuwa ni huyo food ambassador, huyo beautiful Vichy. Man, she lost an opportunity. A lost opportunity of a lifetime. Angebadilisha generational wealth. Angejengea mamake tungeona watu wa chuma wamekuja. In standing in solidarity with her, we have decided to build her mother a house. Shit. Man, tokeni kanisa bana. It dumps you down. Una Tyrese analianga kila siku. My name is Tyrese. My name is Tyrese. Oh, she left me with the money. Yeah, bitch. She took all your money, Tyrese. Gibson. Stop crying. Baby boy. You just a baby boy. Yeah, Tyrese when ni baby boy. Ukiona ni forgiving nonsense. Slap me one side, give me the other. Ndio hiyo. Bishop wins. Win for the bishop. I should have taken a shot for the bishop. Let me take a shot for the bishop. I have to take a shot for the bishop. That was a big win for the bishop. Nakuanga nimesave my good liquor for the bishop. So I'm going to take a shot for the bishop. Take a shot for the bishop. I'm going to take a singleton shot for the bishop. I'm going to take a shot for the bishop. These are my shot glasses. This video is not sponsored by alcohol, but I'm going to take a shot for the bishop. This is for the bishop. For the win. What a bishop. Kadhoni nangojea singotoni yangu. Naona kuisha inaisha. All my beautiful ladies, my alcohol is... I only take expensive bishop. Shot for the bishop. Win for the bishop. Pretevishi akunywe na huko yenye imebaki. We can end the live now. Sawa. Inaitangwa buga mind. I've taken a shot for the bishop. Hey. Man, this country is beautiful. Simulapenda Kenya. Kenya is beautiful. Kenya is beautiful, man. It's a beautiful country. It's a beautiful country. Saizi kalenda yake ingekuwa imejaa. Unaona leo kalenda yake saizi angekuwa mpaka na PA. Hata angekuwa simu yangu ingekuwa overwhelmed. Ingekuwa overwhelmed. Watu wa Camon wangekuwa hapo. Tunataka upigwe picha kama umeshika Techno Camon 30, the new one. Anasema mnanilipa pesa ngapi kushika hiyo? Hiyo tutakupea 200,000. Hapana. Watu wa Nokia wako hapo. We. Pretty Visha. The next videos you appear with our phone, we'll give you 300,000. Just make sure you hold the phone ionekane. Endorsements bana. Endorsements. Samsung wako hapo na Galaxy. Pretty Visha. This is the latest Galaxy S59. It's not even in the market. Ushike tu hata usichukue. Just chika when you are... Sasa tutawasaidia na nini? How will I help you? Help me help you. Wengine wanamwambia tutakuja interview kwako. Anaambia kanyumba Kenya naishi. Usijali na kanyumba. We have teamed up with Morara. Morara is going to give you furniture. Morara furniture wako hapo. Giving you furniture. Ukuje upigwe interview. Na ukipigwa interview hapo umeweka pads za always hapo. Unajifanya umezisahau. Unalipo. Everything is money. Glasi ya maji. Watu wa Luminac wamekuja. Live restricted for some audiences. Mumeanza kureport. Unaona mademon wamekuja hapa kureport account. Napewa warnings hapa. Mumeanza kureport. Watu wanini wangekuwa hapo. Luminac. Hawa wanauzanga glasses za Luminac. Wangekuwa hapo. Luminac glasses. Akienda kukunywa maji tunaona label. Luminac. Analipwa. Tumbo. Dani manikihi. Stomach is the enemy. We blame it on the stomach. We blame it na minyo. Hiyo yote shida ni minyo. Unaona? Shida ndio minyo. Ni shida ni minyo tu. Shida ni minyo. So na report account yangu ya nini wewe? Such a demon. You lacked parental love. Inakuma na nini wewe? Ni dadako. Bishop ni wenyu. Unakulanga kwake ama unamuoshanga. While reporting my page, nashinda nikipewa notice how demonic can you be? You lacked parental love. Au kupendwa na mamako, si ndio? Au kupendwa na mamako ukizaliwa. Si ndio maana una report page. You don't have any love. You lacked love. Or your mother was absent. Mamako alikuzaa hakukulea. Alikulalia. Or your mama used to bring people to your bed, so walikuwa wanakulalia walevi, eh? That's why you're reporting my page. Enda kanisa, toka hapa. If you don't like my contents, you just keep it moving. Enda kwa page zingine zenye unapenda. Enda kwa bishop, enda kwa kanisa. Stop reporting my page, bitch. It has to be a bitch. Gomajo, isidi na ko. We are doing this for entertainment. I actually don't even hate. I don't know Pretty. I don't know Simple Boy. I don't give a shit about any of these people. We only give a shit about what we talk about. But we find entertainment in everything. Okay? Till I've restricted. Submit feedback. No. This is wrong. This is... Submit. Yeah, I feel there was a mistake. Mimi siongei vitu mbaya. Kwenda huko. So, yeah, it was a good opportunity. She fumbled it. Najua. Imagine. Angena na kakitu kama hapa kwa Lingugi. Abebe kanyungo. Angekuja kwangu advice. Nimwambia shika hii. Shika hii. Ubebe. Ukianza kulia, utoe kwa handbag. Uanze kufanya uliwe. Kitu watu hawajaiona. Na huku umeweka maji. Ulie. Mwambie Ngugi kuna mtu wa kamera anaweza nimwagie machozi. Nimekuwa nikilia machozi umwage kwa stage. Oh my God. Waseme, oh my God, she was crying tears. Cry me a river. Run away with it. There's nothing good or bad in this world. Get in, get out. Run away with it. Catch feelings. Money follow me. Banana follow me. Sasa yamefurahishwa na mandizi. Alipewa mandizi after chakula, sijui kama walikuwa na pudding. I'm not even sure. Juga kulikuwa na kachumbari. I'm not even sure. I'm very sure kwenye yako saizi yako na njaa. Ni saa ngapi? Saa 5. I'm very sure she's hungry. Najua hata amekula tena. Si alikuwa amekula jana. Ashakula breakfast something. Man. Forgiveness ni mzuri. It's good to forgive people. It's good to forgive people. Ni wangapi wanataka tumroast jioni? How many of you want us to roast her in the evening? We can open an evening live and just roast her. We can roast the bishop. You know I'm allowed to roast people. We can roast the bishop. We can roast beautiful food ambassador. We can roast the complicated man. It's a Thursday. We can just open a live for roasting these people. Jioni, we can roast all of them. Tunaweza roast hata huyu anasemekana ako na kipara kubwa. Dama wa spares. We can roast all of them. Roasting. There's nothing wrong with roasting people. It's a show. We can turn our spiritual show into a roasting. Jioni tuna roast kila mtu. Kila mtu alifanya bullshit mchana, jioni tuna roast. Tuna roast mwingine anaambiwa kuna forehead imefika hapa. We are spares. Can roast her also. Dama wa spares. Yani spare wheel. Spare wheel. There's nothing wrong with a spare wheel. Kuna kale ka spare wheel kana kujanga kaero kana kujanga na gari. But unaweza badilisha hako uweke rimu mzuri na mguu mzuri. Utoe yako ka donut. You know, we can do that. You have a beautiful day. Each one. My time is up. Tumefika 11. Yeah, it's 11. So that means to commit Gemini. Sodom and Gomorrah katikati. Karia anasema tuanguke nayo jioni. Weza anguka nayo. anguka nayo. Angelia. Hiyo nani unataka? Unaendanga tu Ngugi. Unapaka nini hapa? Unaingizanga kidole, kucha unajaza kaluma yangu unajaza kaluma ama Vicks. So mkiongea na nini na Ngugi, unajua ajui umepika, anakuambia so what happened, anamwambia you know Lin, that was very traumatic. Unajua so umeguza kaluma hapa na hapa, that was very traumatic. Macho inaanza kutoa machozi, unachukua kanyungu. Lin nakwambia take your time. Anakupea kasavie, take your time. Sasa akikupea kasavie ndio unapaka vizuri. Unapaka sasa kaluma vizuri na Vicks. Unaanza kulia. Lin, I was called ugly. Boho. Missed opportunity. Missed opportunity. Unajua we are not humans. We don't think like humans. When we want to be demonic, we can be really demonic. So, nikiamua kukuadvise to be on demon time, trust me, it will be the best demon time seen on TV. It will be the best. You'll get paid. It will be the best. The best. The best. The best. Uko kwa show ya Ngugi, watu wanasikia uko na ile kitu ya kukalile ya fart. Ngugi anasema, excuse me, nasema after that, even my digestive system has not gone back to normal. I'm having bloated stomach. You know that's how I react to anxiety. My digestive system. You take advantage of everything. Wacha gossip waran nayo. Pritivushi ashuta. Pritivishi ashtua Ngugi kwa mshuto. Make headlines. That's my evil laugh. Don't be evil. Be a good person today. Forgive people. It's good to forgive people so that you can remain in poverty. Okay? Forgive people. When you are slapped on one side, the Bible says, give the other side. Ndio nakwambianga. How many times have I said it here? Do not be humble. Naambianga nini? Don't be humble. Be modest. You sasa niyo nashinda nikiwaambia don't be humble. You saw what humbleness does. Humbleness takes millions from your hands. Ulikuwa umepewa na Mungu. Don't be humble. Be modest. Hiyo ndio tutafunga nayo. Be humble not. Be modest. So if you're going to take anything from today's life, be modest. Don't be humble. Sawa. Yani unanunua sahani ya kuku millions. Millions. Sahani ya kuku millions. Millions. Okay, let me add kidogo before I go. Let me just paint a picture on how far she would have taken that. Okay? She would have taken it as far as importing her own container of sex toys. Duty-free. Duty-free. She would have said she's no longer comfortable around being men. You take it and run away with it. She's no longer comfortable around men. She never look at men the same again. Alafu, you take a sex toy, you put it in a bag. Unaenda mahali kuna security. Alafu wakitaka kusearch bag, you create a scene, unaangusha handbag, sex toy inaanguka, watu wanapiga picha, una trend. Unasema, after what you went through of being ugly, you resorted to getting a sex toy because you no longer feel the same again. So all the people who are in sex toys wako side yako. Unasema, in fact, you cannot find the right sex toy that you need kwa sababu uko restricted to import. Now the government should allow you to import a sex toy on behalf of all the men who have been called. Man, unameet mpaka president juu ya kitu kama hiyo. Unakubalishwa kuleta sex toys duty free. You take it and you run away with it. Rachel anakuinvite State House akusaidie kuomba. Unajua Rachel wa Ruto anaombeanga maji na acha kukua nchumvi. Rachel anakuinvite State House akuombe. Mabeste wako wanakuwa ni bibi ya Dorcas. Gava inakupea gari. Sasa ni nini nyinyi bana? Mnataka tufanye nini sasa? Fake it till you make it. Mnataka tufanye nini sasa? Utawasaidia aje? If you are watching me, the next time you come under such an opportunity, take it. Run away with it. Karis, kwani ujui bibi ya Ruto anaombeanga maji inaisha chumvi? Hukuona kwa news? Iko kwa news. You want us to find it in the news? Anaitwa Rachel Ruto. Rachel Ruto prays for a world from salt. Rachel Ruto, President Kenya wife, prays for water. Si ndio hii? Deputy Duto's wife claims she prayed and that water was turned into... Wewe hujaijua hii? Si ndio hii kwa news? Hukuona? Kwani ilikupita wapi? Si ndio hii? Si bibi ya Ruto aliombea kisima maji ikakuwa safi? Si ndio hii? Sasa angeenda ombea Pretivishi akuwe mrembo? Si ndio hii? Kwani mnapitangwa na news? Siko kwa news. Miracle. Kwa Star newspaper inasema miracle. I prayed and that water became clean. Rachel Ruto, bibi ya president. Kwani hamjui? Si ndio hii kwa Star newspaper? Hiyo iliwapita aje? Si ndio hii? Bibi ya Ruto ni mnoma na maombi bona. Ni mnoma. Usicheza na bibi ya Ruto na maombi. Lakini maombi yake iko secondary kwa nani? Kwa Benihin. Anaombeanga maji na kuwa safi, lakini hawezi ombea dota yake apate bwana. Sasa hapo anaachia Benihin. Sasa unajua kuna maombi msichana hawezi pelekea mamake. Sasa hiyo ni maombi ya wanaume. To get to God you have to go through man. So for Rachel's daughter, what's her name? Charlene. So Charlene cannot take all her prayers to her mother. Her prayers can pray for water that to become clean, but for her husband, she had to go to a man, Benihin. Unajua, the mom cannot understand anything to do with the man because the woman is a woman. But Benihin knows what it is to be a man. He is a man. He has something between his legs. So hiyo maombi ilipelekewa Benihin. Unaona venye kanachezangwa? Prayer warrior. Do have a beautiful day, guys.